Hello, everybody. Here is Michael from New Left, and today we will be talking about media in European Union and cooperative media in European Union. And I'm lucky that I found someone who can explain the situation in Europe and dedicated Germany. Konrad, can you please introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, who you are?
Yeah, my name is Konrad Jean, and I work for the cooperative of the Taz-Genossenschaft, which is a media cooperative. I work for the cooperative since 14 years, and we are based here in Berlin and have our headquarters here.
Cool. So first question, because I wasn't sure, and I'm not sure, but that's the question. So far, I know is Taz the biggest media cooperative in Europe. Am I right or am I mistaken?
Yes, we are not really sure if we know every media cooperative in Europe, but
the
we
big
claim,
ones, the big ones,
yeah. We claim to be the first and the most biggest in Europe.
What I've read is that you have roughly 25,000 members. Is that true?
Yeah, we are looking for the 26,000 at the moment.
Okay.
So we are about to have like 1,000 new members per year. That is our goal.
And all of these members are from Germany, or they are, around Europe, wherever, or no? What are the restrictions? If someone, thanks to this video, wants to become member of Taz, is it actually possible, or unless you have the German passport?
No, it is not necessary to be in Germany. You just have to be interested in media, in the Taz, in our newspaper, or in our cooperative. Then you can join from all over the world. It doesn't matter where you live.
So even all over the world, you don't have to be EU citizen. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes, we have like some members, like maybe just one or two, but in Japan, or we have a few members in United States. Doesn't matter. But we have to say it's mostly German-speaking people, because our newspaper is in German and is about German news. So it's mostly German-speaking people.
Okay, so let's discuss a little bit how it came to be. So I know about that you exist roughly 50 years, something like that. No, I might be mistaken. And so,
there's like a difference since when the Taz as a newspaper exists and since when the cooperative exists, because that was founded later. But I can maybe give you like
that's exactly the discussion we are having. So the cooperative came later, but the Taz was private newspaper back then, or how it came to be that that it started?
Not really private. We had like in 78, there was like a movement in Germany from people who were studying at university. So young people, they were not like happy with what kind of media existed. And they had like a huge, like a congress where they meet, like it was like a left-wing congress.
It was in Berlin, or because back then Berlin was divided. So that's why I'm asking.
It was in West Berlin.
Okay.
In western of Berlin. So and they decided to have like a huge congress with left organizations, politics, and people from.
So they flew into West Berlin from West Germany to be part of that congress, or what was it? Just the local chapters of in West Berlin?
Yeah, my colleague is joining. She was the leader of the cooperative for
even
35,
better. Okay.
Yeah, for 35 years.
Yes.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
But I'll try to maybe summarize it a bit. When it was founded in 78, it was mostly a congress, a big congress of left-wing activists who decided they were not happy with media existing in Germany.
Sorry to jump in, only Germans, or what is pan-European back then?
Also people from Europe, from Spain, from France, from other countries, because it was a left movement from Anti-Nuclear International for Nicaragua movement, something like this.
So the Congress was, I think, quite international. but the goal to have a German newspaper was maybe more a German thing. Because the newspaper should be about German news. And it was founded there. It was like, I don't know what it's called, e.V., it's a Verein. At first, it was just people coming together and say, we
Civic
found
association, I would say in English, I guess.
Something like this.
Yeah, a civil association. And they founded the taz. Then they had to acquire some readers. And then the first year, they just lived from the people who paid in advance the newspaper. But yeah, it wasn't like so successful over the years. So it started to become difficult to have enough money to keep it going. And in 1992, there was one of these breaking points where people needed to decide, we again need some money to keep the newspaper. And then there were like two options: to sell the newspaper to some investor or to someone who's willing to buy it as a newspaper and maybe reform and put money in it and make it more professional. Or the other idea was to found a cooperative in 1992, which wasn't like a very popular or common thing back then. It was like a bit like an old school model or something. But there was like a young advocate or Anwalt who just consulted the taz to found a cooperative. And this is like the former Chancellor Olaf Scholz from Germany. He was like a very young
so
lawyer.
Scholz was with that back then 20, 30 years ago. Okay, well, that's a evolution.
Okay. He was like a young, motivated, more left-wing lawyer, advocate, and he just recommended to the taz to found the cooperative. And it was like a bit of a discussion inside the taz too, because not everybody wanted to found the cooperative. Some people said, okay, let's maybe sell it and then get more professional and even get paid better. But in the end, to be not influenced, to stay, if someone joins with money, they can also like put things in a way you maybe don't want to. So the Unabhängigkeit is independence of the taz. To stay independent was more important than to sell it. And like
few questions. Was it back then the first cooperative newspaper in Europe, or you were kind of like remodeling or reshaping yourself after someone else?
We were the first model as a cooperative, and the very special in Germany and also in Europe.
Okay.
And the very special thing is that we are two parts of cooperative members, the persons from outside and the person they are working here. So we always say we are a cooperative. It's for consume, for the people from outside, but also for production to make something.
So every employee here is also like a member of the cooperative, and we have like special rights.
I don't know whether you've looked into the history. I was interviewing Mondragon, I don't know, 2 years ago or whatever, and the biggest cooperative in the world, basically, And so that's why I'm asking, what's the structure, what was the history? Because I know that Mondragon there are some newspapers in Spain, cooperative newspapers. I mean, there are some in Italy. So that's why I'm asking, like who came first with the idea to kind of found a cooperative newspaper? Because as far as I know, I'm from Czechoslovakia back then. We used to have cooperative newspapers between the world wars. So in the 1930s, 1920s, actually, Czechoslovakia back then was one among the most strong supporters of cooperative movement in Europe back then. We were number 3 by the size of the membership base. So I'm curious, how it came to be that you came back to the roots of some other cooperative in Germany because it was established in 19th century something, or you kind of started from scratch, because there are 2 ways how to tackle this, no? Start totally from scratch or just, kind of join with someone who's already there.
there were cooperatives before, like in agriculture, and
we had in. You have to see that the structure of cooperatives was something in relationship with Communist Party or something like this in Germany, like
no, not necessarily, no, because cooperative started before communist idea actually emerged, you know.
Before, I know, but in the 20s, last century, but in the consciousness of the people in Germany, it was very in relationship with communist socialistic party, because of
same for
Eastern,
us. So that's I understand
Eastern
you very
Europe.
well.
Yeah. And so when we started with the cooperative, the people inside, it was also a time when we started with the TATS cooperative, all newspapers and media were in a big move to earn money, to be great and strong in the 1990 when the wall was fallen in Germany. And we came with the structure of cooperative, and the people inside said, you are furious why you are making something like this. And the people outside said it's an old-fashioned way to make a media, and it was not attractive. But 10 years later, after the first big media crisis, the people get a feeling that it is very good to have a cooperative, because we are independent from people with big money. And from the very first beginning, the TATS function like a fundraising structure, because we had people, they gave money for a newspaper that did not exist yet in 1978. So this structure is very modern. And so it was a development over the last 30 years.
Yeah, it's more like a historical vibe shift. It's also like it can change over time how you see things. And at first it was maybe seen as old-fashioned or maybe not modern, or in end of 90s, everybody was like growing and get bigger. It was time of capitalism and stuff like that. It wasn't so attractive to go to a cooperative. But 10 years later, after evolving of the internet and news online and the media crisis, it changed. So we are like more
question what happened after 1992, because you were saying that you founded it in West, not Germany, but West Berlin, yeah? And in 1992, Berlin and all of Germany was united. So it kind of spread to the east as well as to the west, I imagine, yeah? So that's why you are saying that the idea of cooperative wasn't very popular, or Genossenschaft, yeah? Because, well, people kind of remember that before the Berlin wall fall, this used to be a communist idea. So you kind of are struggling with the East Germans. Am I right?
Yes.
Am I understand you correctly?
Yes.
So the Westerners were not as anti-cooperative model as the East Germans were? That's what you're saying?
The East Germans, people want to make a break with all the structures. They didn't like it. They want business, they want capitalism. They didn't like the structure of the TATS. And the Western people say, now all is coming to an end. We don't need something like this. So we were in a very bad situation.
So you were attacked from both parts, yeah? From West Germany as well as...
From both sides. And it changes 8 years later, 2000, when we make the last campaign for new subscriptions. It changed a little bit because the TATS became very modern. We make journalism which was very attractive for all people in Germany, and then it changed a little bit. But for us, it was very good that in the first step, we get 3,000 readers. They say we became cooperative members in 1992, and they were loyal to us. They stayed to us. And step by step, we make fundraising concepts and campaigns to get more members and to become bigger and more attractive. And that was our key to the future.
No, and you succeeded because you are one of the most read newspapers in Germany, as far as I know. We are in top 10, I guess, now. But where exactly is it? Like seventh, sixth place, something like that, what I've read? So out of how many newspapers nowadays in Germany, roughly? I guess dozens and dozens and dozens, no?
No, I don't think, I don't know the exactly fact, but we have 4 other big newspapers there are in the whole Germany. Frankfurter Rundschau, Die Welt, Frankfurter Allgemeine und die Süddeutsche. Then there are much magazines like Spiegel, Zeit, and so on. You have much publishers online, so it's we have a very was heißt lebendig, Conny?
Vital.
Very good situation with newspapers and all this and journalistic projects in Germany.
No, lucky you, because we don't in Central Europe.
Yes.
Question. How is it structured? So you have this 25,000 members. What is the membership fee? When you want to join TAZ, you have to do what exactly?
So we have like one of the shares is 500 euros, and then you are owner of the company too.
And you can buy more than one? Like
yes,
you have
can
only
buy
one vote.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how many shares you buy. You'll always have just one vote.
Okay.
You can, I think, buy until 100,000 euros. You can buy shares for the TAZ cooperative, but you will just have one vote at the annual meeting. We have an annual meeting like every cooperative. Everybody from the members is invited, but everybody just has one vote besides how much money they have.
That is very special and very important. So you have nobody to become the most biggest investor, because every person, if you have 500 euros or 100,000 euros, you have only one vote. And also it is a guarantee when 10 people come with 100,000 euro and they want to go, we don't come under pressure. So we have the possibility to give the money back.
Okay. I will just kind of sprinkle in, when I was talking with Mondragon, the buy-in there is 16,000 euros. But they are working there. This is just kind of like a membership, kind of, not vote, but membership rights or whatever. So that's a bit different dynamics there. And from the kind of daily experience, what exactly is it? So you are becoming a member of TAZ, you pay this 500 euros, kind of guide me through the process. What happens? People want to join. What happens? They write you an email, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So there has been some change in the past too, because like before it was like a very old law, which says you need to like sign something, and we go with a post. We send it with the post. But since 2025, we are allowed to do it online. So there was like a digital law edition, which allows us to that members can join online. And since then, you can just go to our website, fill in your information, your data, how many shares you want to have, then pick. We have like some goodie from our cooperative. Maybe we have a shop and have some goodies which you can pick, like wine or a bag for your bike. And afterwards, you get like welcomed with like an what is it, like a Urkunde, like a certificate. With like a member of the TAZ, and then you get like member magazines, which we publish 3 times a year. So every member.
So that's, sorry to jump in, that's members only. That's not the normal newspaper. That's something only for the members.
Yes, that's beside the newspaper, because we also have members who don't have the newspaper or don't read it. Or don't read it anymore. There are many reasons why people maybe don't have a subscription from the newspaper anymore, but they can also still be cooperative members.
And by the way, to be a member of TAZ doesn't mean that you have the subscription. That's another kind of, okay.
You don't have to don't have to have a subscription from the newspaper.
No, I thought like every member gets the subscription automatically or something like that. That doesn't function like this. Okay.
Because the subscription from the newspaper, this is what like financed our daily business, and the money you give into the cooperative is since a few years mostly just like a capital we hold as like a base. We can just use it for innovation, for future investments, or like we built this house, we get like credits from the bank because we have the stock of money, but we don't like want to burn the shares of the people in our costs, on our daily costs. So this is just like more to be safe and be able to have progress and future projects to keep us safe and stable, but not to pay for our daily business. The daily business is paid
having
by the
a share of that is kind of like an investment as well, because the wealth that you are generating kind of stays in TATS, and if you are managing it well, it's growing.
It's in between. We have to look back since the founding years. There, the shares were like less worth than you paid before. You paid like 500 euros, and by the second you paid it, it was like worth about 200, 300 euros. So it was a loss. It was only ideologic support for the TATS. But over the years, we managed to come close back to the 500 euros, and in the last 3 years we managed to be at full 100% of the payment made in before. So 500 euros now are worth 500 euros when you exit the cooperative.
Another question, because of the inflation and everything, how did the cost structure kind of evolve? Because back then in 92 you had Deutschmark, so you couldn't have so what was it back then?
That is something we haven't reached yet, and it's like from our
so what was the buying back then? 500 Deutschmark? 30 years ago?
Yes, 1,000 Mark, also 1,000 Mark, 1,000 Mark. But when it changed in 2000, 2001, it went to half of it, to 500 euro. So somebody who put 1,000 Mark now has 500 euros. But unfortunately, we cannot raise it to inflation. This is not possible at the moment, and even we don't pay like rendite dividends, like some big cooperatives who have like you put money in, you gain money from just having your money in, but that's not possible at our cooperative. It's the reason is because we just came to the point where the money is worth it again, and from the losses from the last 20, 30 years, we are not able to build such
hopefully in the future. I mean, just if you continue on this trajectory, then you will be fine.
At the moment, we are happy that we can pay out the full share, but maybe in the future, if it works out very well, we could maybe think about what happens with money generated from the shares, and who should they be made accessible. Should it go to the people who gave us the money, or should it maybe go to the cooperative? Should we use it for the company, or is it for the shareholders? That will be a question in the next 10 years, I think.
Other question I have, what about the old printed version compared to the new internet version? As far as I know, you already gave up the printed version completely, or you are in the process of giving it up, or what's the evolution there?
We were in the process of thinking about switching like for many years. 10 years 10 years ago we started. There will come a time where printing and distributing the newspapers will be cost more than we gain from the subscriptions.
Okay, so you are still in green, because I thought that you are losing money on the printing because of all the distribution costs and everything.
No, we never lost money. We just were having the point in view where it could happen. We said, when this point comes, we need change something, because you can do it maybe for a year or two, but not on the long run.
No. I mean, my opinion, in the long run, the printing of newspapers will just die out. That's just evolution.
Maybe just for explanation, how it is right now, we still have a print product, but we have, like, from Monday to Friday, our daily newspaper. This is switched to digital only, but we have a print version, a bit bigger, like
so
a
weekend
weekly
version is a big one, the printed one, and during the week you run newspapers like digital ones. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
And since when are you running this?
We are very happy. We are very happy because this process was 10 years, since 2015, and we go in discussion with our readers, with our cooperative members, and we also fear that many people go because we have older readers. They are in a big relationship with the Taz, but they say, I don't read on an iPad or on an iPhone, but on the switch from print to digital version, we have 89%, they go with us. And that is very, very good. We make also studies in Germany, because some local print version have changed in digital. They have 50 or 60%. So we are very good in this transformation from print to online version, and we are very happy about it.
We put a lot of work in it. We had like 7, 6, 8 years of actively communicating with our readers and cooperative members. Like, we had ringing people to help them with the switch and changing to the digital. We had like the possibility to get a very cheap iPad in combination with the subscription, so you stay for it. So the whole company did
so you made it as easy as possible so that they do this switch and stay with you, basically.
Yes, as easy as possible, and also like becoming all the concerns. We listened to everybody and tried to take them on our way, and the numbers of 89% who have done the switch were just very good. I think our case was, worst case was like 40%, best case was 70%, and we reached
so you
nearly
outperformed
90%.
your optimism. Okay, that's cool. Question about the daily democracy in Taz. So 25,000 people are members of Taz. What does it entail on a daily basis, monthly basis, yearly basis? How does the month of a Taz member look like? You said the members get this 3 times a year special edition, plus once a year there is this big general assembly. Is there something else that is going on from the members apart from those two things?
Yeah, we have like different activities we promote to them. So if we are like somewhere on a congress, and we were like in Bochum last, then we just invite these members there. Or
so social gatherings and stuff like that for members, so that we okay.
Yes, and just even not they get the magazine like 3 times a year, but I would say they get like an email quite every week. So every week
email with what information?
With like it can be anything from the Taz. It can be someone here from another resort wants us to let them know they're looking for something. Then we put it to our members, because we can use their knowledge too to have it distributed here inside of the Taz. Or we just asked them to have more shares. So sometimes we ask, hey, we have like a new goodie. You can choose if you like now raise your share from 500 to 1,000 euros or something. So we get to our numbers also, because we have these goals of 1,000 new members. And the second goal is to have 1 million euro of new capital every year. And then we ask them every month to raise their share. And we have like some other projects, because we recognized that the structure, how old the people are, went very high, because our readers are about 50 or something. The cooperative members were around 60, and then the last time we did an Umfrage, Yeah, no, we asked them about how old
you are.
Yeah, and we had like something about 69.
Mm-hmm.
And then we said, okay, it's quite normal to have a bit more old structure in cooperatives because of the money. It's like not a student thing to pay like 500 euro for a cooperative. But then we said, okay, we have to lower these numbers. We have to be ready for the future. You also need younger members. And so we started to have a generational project, and we asked our old members if they are ready to or willing to pay a share for a young member. And this is what we started like last year, and we could welcome 450 young people under 25 to the cooperative, which also has like dropped
You are pretty creative with, you know, how to tackle your members and how to grow it.
Yes.
I mean, who's the brain of the whole institution? Is it like a community of TATS people who are kind of brainstorming what to do to grow, or do you have some genius in marketing somewhere, or how is it done?
Yes, we have two sides of this generation project because we have the old people and we want to get young people. And the old people are very interested that the story of TATS goes in the future. And so they are willing to give money for young people. And also they give, when they die, they give money or apartments or something like this to the TATS that are the older members. That is the second part.
Yeah, we also asked, we had like a campaign which says, if you don't want to have your shares back after your death, then you can like have a formula, something filled on and signed, which says, in case the person dies, the shares should stay at ours, so we can.
So they donate them back basically, to you.
Yeah. They donate them after their death, which just goes to the ears, because the ears are just getting like notices from us. They realize, they are a member of TATS Cooperative, and then we can show them the note that the money in the cooperative should stay at our. So, and these all because you asked like who is making these campaigns. We have a team of 9 people who are only for the development of the Genossenschaft, of the cooperative. And mostly we do it together, but strategic with the leader. For example, Conny Gellenberg was a leader for a long time, for 35 years or 36 years. And after her, we had like 2 other leaders, Lana Wittig and now Ferenc Feldeschi. And these people having like maybe the vision or the strategy, but to establish everything of it, we need the whole team. So everybody works a bit on it and off it.
Okay.
And it's a teamwork, because the big headline is the investment of the cooperative members is idealistic. It's not for money. And the key for our big effort of the cooperative is communication with all the people. They can write us every day. On Monday, we have 100 emails from our members. They say, I have a new address. I don't like the article from Saturday. Please send it to the journalists who write it. I have an idea for the TATS. That is very important for the people, that they get an answer in the meanwhile of 24 hours, that they can make a call per telephone, and that we are in presence on different events in the whole Germany. We are the face of the cooperative, and we go in contact with our people.
Now a question to the structure, to the kitchen, so to speak, of TATS. So you already said that you have like 9 people who are responsible for the growth of the cooperative. So how does the whole cooperative from the inside look like? We were speaking about these 25,000 members, but what is the brain and the heart of cooperative? So who are those people? I mean, I don't need the names, but like the structure. Like obviously you have some journalists, you have someone in marketing, I imagine. Are you all based in Berlin, or do you have some subsidiary somewhere in Germany? I don't know, Hamburg or Munich or whatever, so that you get local news from the local journalists. So how is that done?
So as Taz, as a newspaper, we have some people in Hamburg, but mainly our people are here in Berlin. We have like built a huge house where I think we are 280 to 300 employees, are mostly in Berlin. We have like around 10 to 20 people in Hamburg, but the cooperative is only here in Berlin. We have our rooms here in Berlin. The 9 people working for the growth of the cooperative meet here, and we have people with like special skills. We have somebody who does social media and design and Veranstaltung, like event management. Then we have people who
make back office.
Yeah.
But for you, very important is perhaps we also have journalists in Munich, in Cologne, in Halle, in the East, in Dresden.
We have
correspondents in Germany and also in other countries, in India, in United States, in Russia, now not yet. So we have a big network all over the world, and by the structure of the Panther Foundation, we founded in 2008. We have many journalists. They are working all over the world and are in contact with the Taz.
So you have 300 employees roughly, and then
yes,
dozens or even hundreds of freelancers, journalists that support you with stories, more thousands? Thousands? Okay.
No, not thousands, but I think we have, it's like a structure like a Zwiebel.
Onion,
onion. So you have the people, they are working here. They are the real members here in the Taz. Then you have people, they write from Egypt. They have this region, Egypt and Middle East, they are responsible for this direction. They write for the Taz, but also for other newspapers in Austria or in Switzerland. And then you have people, they wrote perhaps one time every year. When they have an idea or a good theme, then they give it to the Taz. These are thousands of people.
Okay. Another question I had about the membership fee, because when I was discussing with Mondragon, it's a different story because there it was 16,000 euros and not 500, but still, not everyone, even in Germany, has 500 euros that is bought in portemonnaie. So the question is, do you offer a possibility to kind of pay it in some tranches, like monthly or whatever, or everyone has to have this 500 euros to become a member?
No, even before we started to gain these young people, where we thought of how can we make it accessible to young people, we also offered a share of 25 euros per month for 20 months. I think there's some law thing because you need to pay the share inside of 20 months. It must be paid in this 20 months. So we made like a share about 25 euros every month. So people with low income
and
can
the person becomes member of that immediately after he pays this first 25 or only after 20 months?
It was important to us that they can join immediately after the first payment or even after they gave us the
And what about other media like Taz Radio or Taz Podcast or Taz Television or stuff like that? You never went into that area, or you tried and it wasn't as successful as you thought, or?
We have not the possibility to finance all these things, as we are very important on social media, on Instagram, and on TikTok only a small, but we have much podcasts because the people like it. And to make radio and television, it's too big for us. And I think this in the last 20 years, the business of journalists much changed because you have to write in different time lines. You have to make a good article for the weekend, but you also have to produce an article today in 1 hour with the same theme. So the work of the individual journalist becomes very, very in a big change.
More complex, because maybe you have to think about how do you put this theme into social media, how into print text, how maybe into a website article, and you have to think all the distribution ways from one article.
And we are very happy that we have the possibility to sell so much subscriptions, and we also have the readers, they pay for our online version for free. They give us €5 every month. So we have
just for an explanation, if you go to taz.de, to our website, there's also a second number, which is not the members of the cooperatives, but there's a number around 50,000. These are people who decided to give money to keep the website without the paid version. So people who decide, they contribute a bit of money, so other people who cannot can still read.
So the website is approachable for everyone, because so what is the subscription for then when the website?
It's solidarity. It's solidarity with people who cannot pay. And it was like also everybody said, who is going to pay for something that is free? But nearly 50,000 people do.
No, well, free is relative. Someone has to do it, no?
Yeah. And we need every year, we need 35 million euros for paying subscriptions, or this for the online version. We have also the German license for Le Monde Diplomatique. So we pay for this. So we need this money, and the people pay in the consciousness that it is very important to have an independent media, and so for that they give us money.
Let's talk a bit about the future, because we are nearing the hour that we spoke about it. It should be roughly an hour. So what about the future? What about artificial intelligence or LLMs, whatever you want to call it? You know, nowadays the writing of an article isn't such a hard thing as it used to be 5 years ago, because you can kind of do it, you know, relatively quickly. And artificial intelligence or avatars for newspapers, because of the possibility to use like artificial humans and stuff like that.
I think we have a good future, because our business model is that we stay for independence and was heißt Glaubwürdigkeit? Sustainability. And so this that with bots or with KI to work in the future, it would be very good to say we are real journalists and we are people who make the content. And I think that will be a good move. And we also look how we can use ER for our business, for our work, but not for our journalistic.
So I think it's more about, at the moment, it's we try to see the artificial intelligence as tools, so we can use them as tools, like for correcting some text, and we are not journalists, so we can do other things with it, like inspiring a campaign or something. Or in the future it can be like what can be automated. That will be things we are interested to, but at the moment the Taz tries to stay at the humans who do the work, and the artificial intelligence as.
And what are your plans for the next couple of years? So now we have 2026, so let's say till 2030, like what is the vision? Obviously you want to be green, you already achieved that, so you want to be greener. What else?
Our vision is to be strong and to become stronger and to pay more salary for the people they are working here, because the money they earn here is not so much like in other business. So that is very important for us. It's very important that the digital way to make it stronger and to get a new generation to be in relationship with the TATS. That will be the big headline for the next years. How to get young readers, how to get young supporters, how to get young cooperative members. And we have to look how we organize it by the phase of campaigns, by the changing of our journalistic
product.
Although that will be very important, I think.
Even if it's not like the print magazine on the weekend, which will catch the young people, we have to think about what can we do to have young people.
Yes.
We are also having a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, but we need to think about going to TikTok and invest more time and money to TikTok. And maybe Instagram. Yeah, Instagram is quite well, but maybe other formats, maybe not just like pictures with some headlines, or maybe we try to intensify the video format to have information in short videos. So like authors or journalists have their theme speaking into a camera, which is better for younger people in social media context. And these are things we need to fund more in the future.
So in few words, you are more optimistic than pessimistic about the future of TATS.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, very optimistic.
Okay, thank you very much.